and welcome back to another episode of the Bils podcast. So as you can see, this is not the Bils.
Nope.
Welcome back, Daniel.
Still boys, like
Yeah.
brothers.
Yeah.
In-laws, though.
So the reason Chase isn't here, which I told him we could just take a week off, and he was like, "Nah, just get somebody, like just record one." This fool just had his baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude.
So congratulations, Chase.
Welcome to fatherhood.
Yeah, I know he's gonna listen to this one, and he's probably gonna be screaming, but it's gonna be fun. Yeah.
Best thing to ever happen.
Oh yeah.
Having kids, best thing.
I mean, they're still in the hospital. They haven't been released yet, but I'm sure almost everybody that's listening to this knows that they just had the baby. So that's so weird. Yeah. So, I mean, again, congratulations, and I hope that everything goes well.
Yeah.
So today we got Daniel filling back in. He's been here before. We had a pretty good episode with him and Chase.
Lots of sports talk.
Yeah, that was fun. So today we have a little bit more sports talk. Probably not a little, but
Probably a mixture of everything, to be
yeah.
honest with you.
We definitely have to get into a little bit of politics.
Yep.
Some
5
big
days?
things. Yeah, no, 4.
4.
It's
yeah.
the first, yeah. So obviously this comes out on the day of the election.
So what?
No, the I don't know, one of those days.
Yeah.
But yeah, so super exciting stuff. Trump was on Rogan.
Yep.
That
JD
was
Vance.
yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, JD Vance was just on there today. Well, he was probably on yesterday, and it came out today.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, 2 very interesting conversations because
That's the crazy thing, though, is like going back and forth between the two is you can tell the difference in, not to bash Trump, but like billionaire guy who talks to a lot of big names in politics.
Yep.
Grew up as I don't know how to say it, as a millionaire, billionaire. Then you have JD Vance, who came from nothing, served in the military. You can just tell he's kind of down to earth. I mean, he was on Theo Vaughn's podcast.
Yeah, that comment
Dude.
by Theo Vaughn was hilarious.
I can't even do cocaine anymore.
Yeah, he's like, you can't even do cocaine in the United States anymore. That's What a crazy thing to say.
With a possibly future vice president. I mean,
Yeah.
let's be
I
honest.
mean, he's a sitting senator.
He's a sitting
so-
senator. Yeah, but I mean, like with him talking with Joe Rogan, he was talking about how his kids cuss. His kids aren't perfect.
Yeah.
His kid was like, "Well, fuck," or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, this guy, he's just like any of us, where it's not career politicians. Like, no, look at us. We're perfect. We
Yeah.
got the golden retriever and the white picket fence. We're just perfect. With him, he's like, no, dude, I'm just like any other family. My kids mess up. I mess up. I come from nothing. I served in the military for 4 years as a Marine. And he just wants the best, because if you defend something, you want it. You're from somewhere, you want it to be the best. And I don't know. It was just
100%. I really I knew nothing about him. I knew him and Trump had a little bit of beef back and forth. I don't know the details on that.
I don't know if it was really a beef. It was more of a, who's this billionaire thinking he can come into politics and think he knows what he's talking about when, I like JD Vance. He's like, why wouldn't you get the shot, or whatever it was like, basically, like you said, like he was bashing him majority of the time, like in the beginning, like, and then he took the red pill and was like, oh, this guy's not half bad.
Yeah.
It's so.
I loved that story about how he kind of played him a little bit. Trump played JD. It was like, I think I'm gonna pick you. Maybe we should just announce it today.
Yeah.
No, we'll wait. I don't know if I am gonna pick you yet. Like,
Where you said you didn't answer the phone, so I don't know if I'm going to pick you anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. You missed the first phone call.
I mean, how terrifying. Like, I understand his position on that. He's like, I want to know.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I'm fine either way. He's like, he asked me a couple times. I didn't put my name forward. And he's like, I kind of felt like he was like wanting me to, but yeah, I'm obviously he did put him up.
Oh,
and I think I like him.
Dude, the thing is if, say, Trump gets elected, which it seems like it's going that way, which is great, and then once his term's up, I would love to see J.D. Vance run for president. I'd vote for him, to be completely honest with you. He's just so...
Well, I'd like to see what he does while he's the VP.
Yeah.
If he gets the position, or I mean, not the position, but if they get elected in, I'd love to see like what he actually does. Doesn't seem like he really cares for the spotlight, which I like. Total opposite of Trump, honestly. Like, which I like. I like Trump's position on that too. Is kind of like I am the man in charge.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know. I want to see how they play off of each other and how they handle certain situations together, because JD's moral compass seems like it's very on track.
He seems like one of those things where if you have a disagreement with him, he's going to be like, okay, why don't you feel that way?
Yeah.
You know?
Rather than just like, I'm right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like, how do I say this? It's good to have that sort of mentality probably as a senator. You know what I'm saying? Or even as a vice president where you're like, hey, some people don't like what we're doing, so let's kind of try to switch it up. What can we do to make the situation better? Because like I said, he didn't even come from the middle class. He was poor. He came from Appalachia. Like, mom was addicted to opiates. You know, I don't know if he knew his dad was raised by his grandma. Like, so he gets how the lower class feels, how the middle class feels, knows how veterans feel. I mean, you can attest to that. Like,
Yeah.
You know, that's the biggest thing for me is, you know, you always have these people where, oh, I'm a president. I love our veterans. I love our service members. But it's like, if you love them, why are so many of them homeless? Why are some of them not getting the stuff that they need? But yet we're paying millions of dollars to countries that could care less about us if we were to get wiped off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah. The homelessness of veterans is just, I can't stand it.
Yeah. Also, Kamala saying that you have to come to me to Rogan. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, and they were only going to give him an hour.
Yeah.
And had predetermined
yeah, and he was
questions.
like, I just don't think that that's the best way. He's like, I just want to get to know you as a person.
Yeah.
And like, he's like, I'm not going to try and play I gotcha or anything like that. Like, and he's never been like that. Like, he had Bernie on. Like, he voted for Bernie.
Yeah, biggest socialist.
Yeah.
You know.
So, I think that was a huge mistake, especially you're in Texas. Yeah. When he asked, she was in Texas. So, it's kind of like, just go.
Yeah.
Like, because I would have listened to it.
Yeah, I would have been like, okay, you only get to see the one side of the story from media, from whatever, these already written speeches, all that. Who is this person?
Yeah.
Because all I know this person as is someone who incarcerated, you know, African Americans off of bogus weed charges and then kept them in there as long as it's possible for whatever, for free labor.
And then released everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, again, it's like, you know, I made that joke before we started, and I'll say it again. Like, it's hard to know what her actual politics is when she doesn't even really seem like she knows what her politics are.
Yeah.
So, if she would have gave us something, like, because I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I'm very, I am in the middle.
Yeah.
Like, if there was a good candidate that preached a lot of stuff that I like, I'd vote for them on either side of the aisle. I don't really care. What was the? So you said you didn't really like get to watch the entire Trump on Rogan.
No, I watched like 30 minutes of it.
Okay, yeah. So that's my problem too now is like it's very hard to keep up with stuff like that because like you work a job like I do, like you're around other people. Like whereas before I was working as a garbage man, I just listened to everything.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, I got
10 hours a day.
Yeah, I got an hour drive, and half of that I'm trying not to fall asleep.
Yeah, and you're driving with someone too.
Sometimes,
most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's hard. It's hard to keep up with all this stuff like as regular people. So if you don't get it out instantly, like we're gonna tune out.
Well, and that was the one thing though is from what I was reading, is obviously like with the not reading where I was listening was with Trump. I noticed Joe Rogan would ask a question, he would start, yeah, da 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 da, and then all of a sudden like go off.
Oh, the weave.
Yeah,
like I wrote it down.
Yeah,
the weave is incredible.
Yeah,
like and you could tell in the beginning Rogan was starting to get a little bit frustrated because he's like, I asked you about this, like let's stay on track a little bit. Like I want to bring you back to that. I want to bring. He's like I'll get there.
You have to, but so to play, that side of it though too. It's like, but how many times has he had an opportunity to say in an interview where someone's kind of not going to contradict him?
Oh, none, never.
Where he gets to say what he wants and not be stopped.
Yeah, he's done his first. I would say is probably his first ever two. Were in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
he was on the Flagrant 2 podcast with Andrew Schultz, which I think they handled that beautifully, because I don't think any of those guys were voting for him.
No.
Like, and they did an incredible job at asking him questions that they cared about and, like, that most of us would want to know the answer to.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it wasn't all about politics and stuff like that. Like, they were asking him about, being a parent and stuff like
because you never get to see that side of a politician.
Especially not him.
No.
Like, for all the other politicians, all you see is like, oh, I'm a family man, blah, blah, blah. For him, it's like, he's working for Russia, or, the bloodbath. What was that thing that they took it completely out of context of what he said?
I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm not too sure.
I don't want to butcher anything. Obviously, I'm not a political commentator. So
or how he said, when they were talking about the party where there are a bunch of Nazis and neo-Nazis and Proud Boys, and he's like, well, there was both good people on both sides of it, and like they just cut in half, and in reality, he was like, I don't condone anything they're doing, so on and so forth, but they stop right there, and he's like, no, dude, like that's not what I'm trying to say, like at all.
Yeah, so I mean, he's just been like, oh, and it was crazy too, like Trump breaking down like his relationship, or not Trump, Rogan breaking down his relationship with Oprah and stuff before
Weird,
he started.
right?
That's insane to me. Like I didn't even know that.
Or The View, how Whoopi was like, you can look it up on YouTube. It legit is like Donald Trump on The View, like early 2000s, whatever.
Loved him.
He's all, or even before, I think it was before the election, before his first actual term, before he got elected. My friend, who I absolutely adore, Donald Trump. And then the whole crowd goes nuts.
Yeah.
And then, the rest of them are...
And then as soon as he got up on Hillary in the polls, everybody just started cutting him down. But Oprah literally said we should run together.
Yeah.
To Trump, which is insane to me. Like, and this is why, like long-form conversations where somebody is actually asking, like, intelligent questions and trying to get like real life answers, not like, because I mean he did stop him from going off on his weave, like he likes to call. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah,
because he actually is good about it. Like, and he does go off on these tangents and brings in stories and stuff, and then he does come back.
Yeah,
which I am terrible at, by the way. Like, yeah, no, I get lost in the sauce sometimes. Like we get way off track, and then I have to like look down. I'm like, oh, that's what we were talking about. Okay, like let's bring it back.
But I mean, that's dude. It's weird because look at how. Okay, so check this out. Like, so Donald Trump, beloved by everybody in the beginning, everybody wanted to be Donald Trump. He was on The Apprentice. You know, he was a multi-billionaire, just was destroying life, you know, whatever. Playboy.
Mac Miller wrote a song
Yeah.
titled Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he started, when Mac Miller was in my top 5 a couple weeks ago, and he wrote a song like saying how he wanted to live like Donald Trump, and then completely was like, fuck Donald Trump as soon as he got into office.
You know, listen to I'm about to play a song about a man that if you vote for, you know, get the fuck out of my concert or some shit like that. And I'm like, dude, you can't be, what?
Yeah.
But you look at that beforehand, right? You look at Kamala Harris. You know, speaking off term, I'm not sure. Probably did great things, but a lot of times, I mean, you just see the bad side. But she was with Mayor Brown, I think, or Governor Brown.
Yeah.
You know, was a district attorney for San Francisco, prosecuted a whole bunch of people. There was a cop, 26 years old, that got murdered in San Francisco PD. When she didn't comment on it, she didn't go to, I'm speaking out of term, I probably should look this up, but she basically was like, didn't reach out to the family, didn't give condolences. Well, my team will reach out to them, this and that.
Yeah.
Like, and people were like, no.
Yeah, no, it's got to come from you.
Yeah. In your district at that.
Yeah.
It's just, but, and then on top of it, she was the lowest, like, approved Democratic nominee before Donald or Joe Biden was even put into that position.
Oh, she ran. Yeah. A lot of people don't even know.
Torched by Tulsi Gabbard, by Joe Biden, by all of them. And she was the lowest. She was like one of the first people to drop out. All of a sudden, she's vice president. All of a sudden, everybody's like, we freaking love her. Doesn't get a nomination at all. Just gets put back into, just gets put in that position, which you look at the Constitution, you look at any sort of law, that's not supposed to happen. There should be way bigger issues of that. You know, being like, hey, we should probably vote this in. This is how it's supposed to be done. You can't just assume they're going to take that position, but they're going to do their thing no matter what. They're not going to listen to people like us.
Yeah.
But then on top of it, people like celebrities endorsing her, which she's already in office.
Yeah,
she has the authority, and there's talking about change. They have the authority to make the changes now to be like, look, if I was really in power, like in full power, this would be so much better. No, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you've been there.
You've been there for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
Damn near 4. Like, let's be honest. You've had opportunities. You were the last one in the room when it came to pulling out of Iraq, and you gave the final approval.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, yeah, I mean, we talked about that a little bit last week. So it's, yeah, I don't want to beat a dead horse or anything.
You left 13 service members there.
Yeah.
And had no dire need to pull them out at all.
No, and that's another thing that Trump was talking about too on Rogan is he was like, yeah, you pulled them out last. And then the general over there said, I think it was a general, obviously don't quote me, but he said that it's too expensive to bring all that equipment back. So now they have billions of dollars. Al-Qaeda parading through the streets with freaking Blackhawks and tanks and.
But you know who fixed all that too? So as soon as we pulled out, who went back in there? China.
Yeah.
Straight up China went in there and was like, oh, we'll help you fix it.
Yeah, they fixed it for sure. That's obviously sarcasm.
Yeah.
China doesn't care.
Excuse me. But, oh my gosh. But I mean, here's, not to sound like a conspiracy theorist and go on about Kamala because.
Oh, do it. It's fun.
Dude, okay, but listen. Okay, so on good old X, good on blessings of Elon Musk, dude, isn't it weird that every person that has endorsed Kamala Harris, there's a picture of them with P. Diddy, Cardi B, Taylor Swift, freaking, the list goes on, dude. Like, and then I'm gonna say this right now, like for anybody that is like, if you take somebody endorsing, like a celebrity or a millionaire or a billionaire endorsing a presidential candidate, and you're like, they endorsed him, I'm all for it. Since they're voting for him, I'm gonna vote for him. They have too much money in the bank to relate to you. They have
it doesn't matter who's in office for them.
Yeah.
Like it genuinely does not matter.
Yeah.
Like gas, who gives a shit? Taylor Swift is still gonna friggin' be flying all over.
Mm-hmm.
Like her carbon footprint is bigger than any person on the planet.
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah, I mean, these people do not understand.
No.
And they don't care. It's just left no matter, like in Hollywood, it's left whoever, what the fuck is the saying? Left no matter who or something, I don't know.
Some saying that you're trying to say.
Yeah.
I get you, yeah. But I mean, like, to think that a celebrity just becomes relevant and they're like, oh, I endorse this person. And they're like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, you endorse or whatever. But then you have Zach Levi, the guy that played Shazam, endorses Trump, and he's getting blackballed.
Yeah.
Because he endorsed a different candidate.
Mm-hmm.
But all the people that are endorsing her, you have almost the damn near the whole Avengers cast. Last time I checked, you ain't real superheroes, so I don't give a shit whatever you have to say. And last time I checked, kids aren't voting. So if I'm a grown-up adult and I see the Avengers cast telling me to go vote for this person, I'm not going to listen. But,
great movies, by the way.
But fell off after Endgame, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, Spider-Man was great, but we can go on a different tangent.
But he's not even American, so who cares?
but then you think about like all these people that that aren't even involved in politics, dude. Why do you think I give a shit that you endorse this person? I go to the movie theaters, I pay my ticket, I don't want to talk about politics. Get that shit out of my face.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest.
I feel the same way. I feel the same way with football, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see pharmaceutical campaigns at all.
No.
And I don't care which side it's for. I don't want to see a friggin' elections or shit talking about the election. Like, I don't care. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just trying to sit down. I'm trying to watch the game. Like, leave me alone.
But then that's the crazy part, too, is the people that are like, if Donald Trump gets elected, you're not going to be able to get an abortion. Which, not to touch on that subject, which we're both men, we can't really say much, but it's on a state level at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump put a bill in to say that the states have the authority to say if it's legal or not.
Yeah.
But why I don't what?
Yeah.
Dude, it's just like we're gonna start losing. Or Whoopi Goldberg said, not to touch on her again, but she said, well, if he gets elected, he's gonna take all of your wives that are different colored skin or different ethnic. He's gonna take them and ship them back home.
Yeah.
JD Vance's wife is Indian. Like, it's wild. Like, why would you say that?
I'm so like over it to the point where like after it's done, I can't wait to stop talking about it.
Right?
Like, cause I'm like, whoever you talk to on either side of the aisle is like, democracy's dead.
Mm-hmm.
If the other side wins.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, both of them are communists. I don't understand.
But then to play both sides of it, like you said, democracy's dead if either one get in. Mm-hmm. Trump was in the first time, didn't get democracy, stayed alive. We were in the best situation ever before. Kamala Harris was in, democracy was still here. It's still here.
Yeah.
The days of having a different opinion than someone across from you is over.
Yeah.
And it's not.
And I touched on that a little bit last week because I was like, it used to be okay to be friends with people on the other side of the aisle. And it's like today it doesn't feel like it. Because, like, as soon as politics gets brought up, like, it's an argument with anybody.
But that's the crazy part is why is it, like, why does it matter who you're voting for and then that decides whether you're friends or not with them?
Yeah, I don't.
Or family members. Like,
yeah.
I've had family members that vote a certain way. I'm not going to sit there and be like.
So my problem is like, which now I'm not even sure that what I said last week even happened. Like with the somebody shouting, uh, God is king or
Jesus is Lord or something
Jesus,
like that. Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, whatever was said at that rally.
Yeah.
Then somebody came out and said that that's not what was said in the original video.
Yeah.
And so like, if it didn't happen, then it is what it is. Like I mean, then obviously vote that way.
Yeah.
But if that's what was said and she said that, like you can't, you can, if that's how you roll.
Yeah.
I could never.
No. Because at the thing is, if you say Jesus is Lord, and then a presidential candidate looks at me and says, I think you're at the wrong rally,
Yeah.
why don't you just say amen to that? And then, but on top of it, other people are cheering.
Mm-hmm.
That's not right.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what was actually said. If that's not what was said, so I can't really touch on that. I can't remember off the top of my head what. Yeah. So.
But like we were saying in the house, dude, like, or like I've said it multiple times to you. There's three sides to every story, dude. It's
Yeah.
his or let's just put it this way, it's CNN's opinion of the story, it's Fox News's opinion of the story, and it's the truth about the story. We'll never know
Yeah.
until we're freaking 70 and they're like, she did it, whatever. But social media and all this other stuff doesn't help a peaceful world, I feel like.
I said this before Trump announced the second time. I actually said it to Michael.
Yeah.
And I was like, I kind of don't want him to run again. Like, just because, like, dude, it's so hostile. Like, everybody hates everybody.
Yeah.
Like, and obviously I'm okay with him running, like, from a personal, like, my family standpoint. Like, yeah, but it was so bad when he was running against Biden. And like you couldn't turn any channel on the TV on without seeing some negative stuff. You couldn't go on TikTok, you couldn't go on Twitter. It was Twitter back then, so you can call it that. I still call it Twitter.
Yeah, X, Twitter, whatever.
Yeah, it's just like I did not want this to happen again. But then I think he's the only one that could have like stayed in for this long.
Yeah.
Like getting actually shot, which is insane when you start breaking down the numbers of how many presidents like actually get attempted assassinations. Like,
but that's to put it in perspective, and then to have social media, CNN, MSNBC, a whole bunch of other people saying he didn't get shot. That's just
yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Trump was like, I saw the mark on his ear. Like, so if he saw it and he believes it, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I'm not gonna zoom in friggin' on. Yeah, no.
There was a man that died behind him. That I think it was either the bullet or the second shot that he got hit and it hit someone behind him.
If you say that was staged, try and go shoot, please.
Yeah.
Like I beg you to go try and shoot.
But to sit there and I can keep going on this all day, but it's just there's a lot of stuff that plays into this that just doesn't make sense. They said the roof was too slanted. They couldn't put anybody up there. BS, then how was he up there? There's two officers that were pointing at him already and said, can we take the shot? There's a man with a gun. They said Secret Service or somebody said no, not to. From what I've seen on X, on Twitter, whatever, which I feel like is the most truest form of anything because they play both sides. But then on top of it, he was there with a rangefinder like an hour or two before the rally started.
Was spotted multiple times. Yeah.
Yes. There was a cop.
Or not multiple times, by multiple people.
And then there was a cop that got on the roof to look at him and he pointed the gun at him and he dropped down and ran.
Yeah, and then so wasn't there so there was two people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the one of them got away, correct?
Are you talking about the one where he got shot in the ear?
Yeah.
So no, he acted alone.
Okay, so what happened on the second one?
Second one, the guy showed up. That's the thing is I don't know too much about it because it was there.
So he was sitting at he was on the golf course.
On the golf course in
Secret
a tree.
security.
Yeah, in a tree.
Yeah,
With a gun.
the Secret Service. Yeah.
He got down. Service got saw him. He dipped out, I think, and then they found him.
Okay, so yeah, never mind. I don't know all the facts, so I'm not gonna
Comment on it,
yeah. It's a problem because like, oh, did you see that Biden called Trump
Yeah.
and checked on him?
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
See, but
And then they asked him on flagrant. They were like, he was like, yeah, I kind of felt bad, like for a second, like because all I've done is bash this guy for,
it's
4 years. So
you got to think though, like you're looking at a guy that can't be bought. He's got all the money in the world, so of course everybody's going to bash him. Endorsements are going to bash him because they can't. Pharmaceuticals can't buy him.
I think the best thing that you have to look at when it comes to Trump, and I think we should probably get off the top because we've been talking about it for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But Tulsi Gabbard, Democrat,
RFK.
left.
Yeah.
Behind Trump. RFK was running as an independent against Trump.
Went for the Democratic nominee position.
Yeah.
And got declined
Mm-hmm.
by the Democratic Party.
Yeah. Because they were going to run Biden, though. It wasn't for Kamala.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah. Anyways.
But here's the great thing about this is I'm just going to touch on this, then we can continue or whatever. Mm-hmm. This is what's so great about America is you can have open conversations like this. You can have open opinions like this. We have the opportunity to go vote in 4 days, or you've already voted. You can early vote. That people need to take consideration. Just because someone has a differing opinion than you doesn't mean you can't.
Yeah.
Love them, treat them with respect. Respect their opinion. Like, as much as we say, fuck your feelings, whatever, at the end of the day, we should love each man as their own. Each person, I shouldn't say man, love each person as their own. I'm not going to bash someone for having a different opinion than me. You shouldn't have that way of thinking. You can have in-laws, you can have grandparents, you can have cousins, brothers, sisters, like whatever, have a different opinion than you. Grow up. It's not
hey,
that...
your wife's a flat earther.
Yeah.
So
dude, oh my God. Dude, it's just a lot of stuff that I still love her though. Bro, she's 3 degrees hotter than me, man.
Yeah.
Dude.
Not 3 degrees like temperature.
No.
She has a master's degree.
She has her associate's, bachelor's, and master's degree.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was hilarious.
Dude.
Because I was like I need to stand up and like walk away for a second. Because I love your wife. I don't want to like start calling names or so. Like, are you being like serious or are you just dumb?
Dude,
what?
Well, the fucking fact of it was when she said it in front of everybody, you guys looked at me like, is she being serious?
Oh, I looked at you. I didn't even look at her. I glanced at her and then looked straight at you and I was like, and you just.
See, and I think I said the words, you see what I have to deal with?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, this is a lady that has flown on a bunch of planes and still says the earth is flat.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah, we're in an ice wall.
Oh, dude, we're in an ice wall.
Yeah.
There's alien men the lizard people that keep us inside the walls. We're on the back of a turtle floating through the galaxy.
Dude, that's gangster.
Right?
If that was true, that'd be sick, right?
Shout out to Sergio Simpson and his, what's that song? God, it's going to bug me. I got to look it up real quick.
Okay. There's one more. So not to bring it back to politics.
Yeah.
But did you see the 60 Minutes thing?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. How they don't, like, they edit it. Or so they release a clip. Everybody hates it. They're like, why would she say that?
Yeah.
I'm not going to try and quote the clip. And then they released the full episode, and it's not there.
No. Why would it be?
They replaced it with another answer.
Because it's an ABC. Is it ABC or NBC? That has 60 Minutes or CBS. It's one of the three. It's one of the
yeah,
BSs.
yeah, I don't know.
But
couldn't answer.
yeah, no, it's if I'm a presidential candidate and I don't know the answer and I want to relate to people that I'm trying to get the vote for, I'm just gonna say I don't know. I'm not gonna and just start laughing because I don't know the answer, dude.
Have you seen Trump's like? I don't know if it's not him. It's Team Trump on TikTok. Have you seen it? And it's verified blue check.
Yeah.
They are fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
They are. Oh my God, what did they say? Or new Kamala. Oh my God, accent dropping. Have you seen those?
Every time,
dude. It is.
Have you seen the one?
That's the funniest shit.
Have you seen someone that they yelled? A Hispanic person. I don't know what said. I love you, and she's like, I love you too. Like, it's just like, dude, I'm like, you can't do that.
Yeah, no, this lady is wild. Another thing that happened, and I love that Trump is like going to these rallies and stuff, and he's not talking. He's letting people talk.
He let Tulsi Gabbard talk. He let RFK talk. Mm-hmm. He let JD Vance talk. He'll go out there and say, hey, thanks for everybody coming, whatever.
Yeah.
But like he just kind of lets people that support him go and do their thing and give reasons why you should vote for him.
I promise this is the last bit.
Yeah.
Tony Hinchcliffe said some absolutely wild shit.
Okay, so here's my whole thing with this, and there's two things. A, if you can't understand his comedy, you gotta watch Kill Tony.
No, he's a comedian, and he has black people on all the time.
Yes.
And the one thing that got a lot of outrage was the racist jokes.
The Puerto Rican.
Yeah. So he made the Puerto Rican one, and then he said something about black people too. I can't remember off the top of my head, so I'm not even gonna try. They were both out of bad taste.
Yes.
Whatever. You know what I mean.
I get okay. So here's the other side of that too, where a lot of people are sensitive these days. Mm-hmm. Let's be honest. You can't say yes sir, no ma'am without hurting someone's feelings. Mm-hmm. Did you call me old? Did you got my pronouns wrong? Whatever. Which if you feel that way, I don't care. Your fucking life does not affect me whatsoever. I could care less. Your feelings don't pay my fucking bills. Mm-hmm. All right. But if I'm a president and I know the sort of a presidential candidate and I want votes and I know the way the world works these days, I'm probably not going to get a comedian to go up there and say...
Depends on the comedian, to be honest.
Well, yeah, but I mean, a comedian that says certain things where you're like, crap, did that hurt me in the polls? Did that help me in the polls? I'm going to do everything light-footed in that aspect of Trump supporters are already being called Nazis and garbage and racist.
When he friggin' rolled up in that garbage truck,
yeah.
It was like
thug.
Yeah. Sponsored by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
Did you see what Donald Trump Jr. went as for Halloween yesterday? He was garbage.
Damn, that's funny.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, to finish it off, I don't think it was smart, but at the same time, I think it was freaking hilarious. Some of the jokes he said.
Oh, the P. Diddy one was
the same thing I said. It's crazy. All the people endorsing him. It's starting to look like a P. Diddy party.
Yeah.
Which they have video footage. He recorded everything.
And everybody started losing their minds laughing.
Yeah.
On that one.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that was a good joke.
But to get off of that topic,
this is a good potty break time.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Yeah.
You figured out the song.
I figured out the song. Like I said, Sturgill Simpson, Turtles All the Way Down. If you haven't heard it, great fucking song. It's about basically, he's talking about doing LSD.
Never heard of it.
You gotta listen to it. We'll listen to it later on the way to softball.
I hope not.
I'll serenade you.
So the next thing that I said we were going to talk about was sports.
Yep.
Congratulations Dodgers fans. I know, Chase, you are ecstatic. You,
Eat shit.
you cheating motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Um,
I wouldn't say it's cheating,
no.
but I would say
cheated.
it's, hey, thickness of the wallet.
Oh yeah,
They say you can't buy wins. You can buy wins. Brother, you can buy wins.
they're gonna get Juan Soto.
Okay, so I put that down in my notes. So here's my thing. You have a team that has a sort of all sorts of all-stars, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They have 4 MVPs.
4 MVPs. You
Getting Juan Soto would be the 5th.
Yes, but if I'm a player with his sort of attitude, which let's be honest, his attitude is the sort of, I want to be the star. I want to be the center of attention. I've picked that up. I can't be sure. I don't know the guy. I can't say that with 100% certainty. But he's looking at the $700 million range, which
no, he's not worth it.
He's not worth it because here's the thing. Do you know he's a Golden Glove finalist, and there's a compilation of him dropping balls repeatedly or reading a ball terrible. Like, he looks like he's playing
like you.
I was gonna make that joke, but I was like, I can't hurt myself that hard.
I'll do it. Don't worry about it.
But I mean, like,
so what? Yeah, but what I wanted to say in that final game is that 5th inning. My God, like Aaron Judge dropping that.
That was the reason they lost. 100%.
Oh, he dropped that. Well, and then you had Cole not covering first for that first run that got across. And you're like, I mean, bases were juiced, and he had those 2 incredible strikeouts.
Yeah.
Like, they were incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a huge baseball fan. I don't sit there and watch every game. Like, I think it's impossible to begin with, because living in California, the games start before we even get off work most of the time.
Sometimes it starts at 7. If they're across.
No, I mean like not play. I'm not talking playoff games. I'm talking like regular season games.
Oh.
It's hard to watch a Giants game in the middle of the week because they start at like noon.
Some
or
of them,
2 or you know whatever.
But that's what I'm saying. Some of them, if they're cross country and the game's at 5 o'clock there, it's 2 o'clock here or 3 o'clock here.
Oh, dude, I complained about the starting times for the playoffs whenever I was living in Virginia.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, well, now they're starting, like, they were starting at 7 here, so now they're starting at 10, Warriors games. So I'm like, well, now I gotta stay up. I gotta go work tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be drunk by the end of the game.
Burns, why you late?
Yeah. Crying because the Warriors lost in that championship.
So,
yeah.
Luckily for you, you got a guy that watches 80% of the games that absolutely loves fucking baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Grew up baseball fan. Dad, grandpa, mom, whatever. That's all we watched. So with that, like, to touch on the World Series, Garrett Cole, lazy sack of shit. You should have been covering first. Granted, if you had a bad...
Whoa. Lazy sack of shit. I mean, relax, guy. Like, he had pitched 5 incredible innings.
But you got to run
or
first.
4 incredible innings. And then 3 errors.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 errors.
Yeah.
That was not a hard hit ground ball.
No.
The one to Rizzo. Rizzo has to make that play, which Rizzo played like ass in that World Series.
Rizzo with the Yankees is different from Rizzo with the Cubs.
When he was with the Cubs, he was one of my favorite players.
Dude.
Like, you couldn't watch ESPN Top 10 without him freaking cranking one.
Yeah. Well, cranking what?
Cranking a ball over the fans. You know what I meant. Not only fans. Relax. Also, what were those fans doing?
Okay.
Was that game 5? Or was that... Yeah,
that
was that game 5?
Yeah.
That was the same game.
I think so. So...
Don't touch him.
I don't know if you saw this, so... Sounds weird to say, but you know Rob Gronkowski?
Yes, Gronk is friend. Yeah,
he was
Gronk
on
is friends
first
with those guys.
First take, he's like, yeah, that was my roommate in college.
Yeah.
I'm like, dog. So he wanted to make his mark in the world. That's one way. So there was a poll throughout the MLB. I think the top 3 hated fans in MLB was Dodgers.
100%. They're all fake.
Yeah. Was the Dodgers. And then you had Houston. And then you had...
Hold on. Let me pause real quick. All right. Yeah, I definitely feel like an asshole now. I hung up because my dad was calling me, and then I started panicking. Like, where's my work phone? And it was right in front of me. So I'm like, okay, like it's not work. And then my grandma's funeral's tomorrow, so everybody's in town.
Yeah.
And he's like my cousin Mitchell. I don't even think I've ever met him. Yeah, like he's lived in Ohio forever. um, yeah, so he's like, everybody's in town. Come over. I'm like, well, recording a podcast right now.
Gotta go hit bombs at softball.
Yeah,
Get
I
drunk
gotta
in the
go.
parking
Gotta go.
lot.
Freaking strike out 4 times apparently.
But
Yes,
but
back
so,
to the World Series.
so what I was saying was, there's, from what I think there's more than 3, but the top 3 were Houston, Dodgers, and Yankees. Rudest, meanest fans. You can't go to the games without being freaking harassed.
Yeah, Dodgers suck, dude. Dodgers have to be number 1 on that list.
They're up there, but like, I got Dodger friends, so I got friends that are Dodgers
my
fans.
dipshit brother-in-law that does this podcast with me is a Dodgers fan.
Now you got a nephew that's a Dodgers fan, but we'll turn him into a Giants fan.
We'll see.
but it's
No, I think Chase is very much like me. Like, yeah, sure, you could be a Giants fan. Not in this fucking house, but you can be.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So.
Call you names, but
Yeah.
but I mean, like, so with that, I mean, you got to be a piece of shit, dude, to do that.
To be a Dodgers fan, yes.
No,
100%.
not to be a Dodgers fan, but like the thing with the Yankees where they physically grabbed his glove, ripped out the ball, and like grabbed onto his wrist. Like,
Yeah.
you can't do that,
you can't.
dude.
You can't.
That's
not in a World Series. Not in any game, period. But like this, yeah, no.
That's probably more disrespectful than running on the field.
He's sat. Nah, I would not say that. As a soccer fan, fuck no, it's not.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he sat in those seats since 2013, I think he said.
Mm-hmm.
So like, that's a wild way to get yourself banned.
So the funny part of that is we live in a world where, because him and his buddy did some dumb shit like that, like act like pieces of shit and did that, they're gonna become millionaires now.
Oh yeah, they're going on every podcast.
They were already on Barstool.
Yeah.
Like, why are you giving these idiots? It's like the Hawk Tuah girl.
Mm-hmm.
You say a few words, being funny. Next thing you know, you're a millionaire. You got a podcast. You're endorsed by a whole bunch of shit.
That's just a studio in downtown LA. Like, yeah, no, don't. Yeah, I don't even.
What happened to putting the scientists up on a pedestal? What happened to putting all these people up on pedestals? Now we're putting a bunch of idiots. Dude, I'm sick of it, man.
That's
what
funny.
are we doing?
Anyways, so I recorded that video of me and Kip watching that game.
Yeah.
It was not that game. It was the game before, game 4. And when they, what's his name?
Velopi.
Yeah.
Velopi. Volpe.
Volpe. Yeah. Volpe hit that friggin' bomb. I sent it to Chase, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't realize that they were already in the hospital. Yeah, I was like, kind of like, fuck the Dodgers.
I know you're busy with something right now, but let me tell you something real quick.
Yeah. So, but he responded with a video of his own. Said, "Dodgers up 3-1. Let's go, baby." So it was funny, but yeah, I mean, what a choke job. Like game 1, they choked.
Mm-hmm.
Game 5, they choked big
Yeah.
time. They got smashed in game 3.
Yeah.
No, the Dodgers deserved it. It just, like, I'm a soccer fan.
Yeah.
Real Madrid do this.
Yeah.
They win the Champions League, every year because they have the deepest pockets.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, with every other sport in the United States, there's a salary cap.
Yeah.
With baseball,
There's no salary cap.
why not?
Well, okay. So you look at the game of baseball, and baseball's big everywhere, right? I don't think that was in the thought process of whenever they started making rules for the league of like salary caps, whatever, big names. You don't really think about that stuff. Like, you just think, hey, there's several zeros in this guy's fucking contract. That's cool. Whatever. We just picked him up, and then some of these baseball teams are probably some of the richest guys you know too.
Yeah.
Like look at the Dodgers. Dodgers have 3 owners. That's millions of dollars they could throw around.
Yeah, I hate Todd Bowley, by the way. Yeah.
But I think the lifespan of a baseball player is a lot longer than football, basketball, whatever. It's a physical demanding game, but it's not as physical as football, where you sign a running back. That running back's good for a year, comes out preseason, breaks something in his knee, and he's, but I don't know. We could go on and on about salary caps, and I'd be like, yeah, well, whatever. And we're only saying that because we're Giants fans and fuck the Dodgers, but like,
yeah. Well, they cheated.
They cheated.
That is it.
They just had a lot of money, and it fucking sucks.
I also did not like the call when Shohei got on to load the bases. Shohei, whatever. However you say his name. When he got on to load the bases, that was not catcher interference. He tucked his shoulder, dropped his back shoulder, and swung through the catcher's glove. That's not catcher interference. How far back do you want him?
So that's, you gotta think, dude. Like, you can sit anywhere in the box. If you really, like, most players, like Pete Rose was talking about this. R.I.P. Pete Rose, but like he was talking about if it's whatever the pitch was, or he knew what the pitch was, he was gonna scoot up in the box. If he knew whatever it was gonna be, he choke up and scoot back or whatever. Sometimes you just can't help it. Let's be honest. Like, if I'm a catcher and I'm here and I know that ball's going to drop at a certain way, I automatically just stretch out. So, damn if you do, damn if you don't. But it's one of those things that you could toss up in the air, no matter what. If he's on the line in the box, I don't think that is catcher interference. That's just you
another rule change that needs to happen in the MLB. Getting hit by a pitch and your reaction is to try and move out of the way. Sorry, I moved away from the mic. You're trying to move out of the way.
Yeah.
And you continue your swing, even though that's not what you're trying to do at that point. You know you've already been hit. You're trying to get out, and that's a swing. And you don't take your bag. Because that did happen against the Yankees as well. So I mean, I'm not begging for shit for the Yankees. I could care less, to be honest. Like, the Dodgers won. Good for you. Like, another asterisk next to another championship because you guys cheated and bought everybody.
They're going to choke next year.
Yeah.
It's just how it goes. But, I mean,
the only way we can compete now is we have to get Mike Trout. Healthy Mike Trout.
Okay, so from a little Giants news I've been reading. So we've been in contact with multiple players. So they've already talked to Juan Soto.
Aaron Judge should have came last year.
Hey, dude, we got Arson Judge. Do you ever see that?
No, I don't know.
So John Hammett.
I mean, I can assume who that is,
but John Hammett was like the news was that Aaron Judge signed with the Giants, and then he was like Arson Judge, but he meant to put Aaron. So everybody makes the joke of Arson Judge signed with the Giants. If you're not on X or you don't follow that type of news, it just is whatever. No. But so we've been in contact with Juan Soto, was in contact with Pete Alonso. We also talked about picking up Han-Sung Kim from the Padres. He's a big fan of Jung-Ho Lee, so both being Korean.
I'd take Tatis as well.
Tatis ain't move. I don't want that.
I'd take him.
I don't want that steroid up a-hole.
I don't care.
Dude.
I'll take him. Let him shoot up, too. That's how you're going to compete with the Dodgers. Let them shoot up. Who cares?
Yeah, so then, but then they're not going to bring back Snell probably. So he opted out of his second year. So either they're going to push money at him to tell him to come back, but they're looking for hitters.
Oh, so let me ask you about this, since you know, like, a lot more history of baseball as well.
What's up?
What is the reason that they cannot do steroids? Like, is it pitcher safety, or because to me, like, from an outside looking in, I'm like, if you want viewers, you need to hit home runs. if you want to hit more home runs, that is probably the best way to do it. Let these guys juice up a little bit.
So, from what I've read, from what I've heard, it's player safety, right? Because
I mean, if that thing's coming off at like 130 off a wood bat, I mean, you're dead.
yeah,
So,
but
yeah.
it's player safety is what they say. But it also puts, I think it's an unfair advantage. They say,
So not if everybody's doing it, it's not.
yeah. But I mean, you are right. It does make better baseball. Let's be honest.
It makes more home runs. I don't know about better baseball, because if your thing is like a Gold Glove, like we had Brandon Crawford for so long, how many Golden Gloves should he have won is an argument for another day. But I mean, one of the best defensive shortstops that I've ever watched.
But then you look at Barry Bonds. He had more Golden Gloves. He, you know, he had more of all the Silver Sluggers. He had all that, right? But you're right when you do say it makes better baseball. It makes more entertaining baseball because it's a good thing. I mean, I like the pitcher clock because
You do?
I honestly do because it speeds up the game. You're running through baseball would be great if it could last forever. But
So do you think the pitcher clock, and obviously this has happened,
Yeah.
like it's not like we're new to this question,
yeah.
but do you think it helps kids be more interested in it? Because
Yes.
that's
Yes.
the end game, right?
Yes.
Is like you need new fans.
Yeah.
So
Because you look at so we've all done it. You talk to anybody, you fall asleep within the first two innings, and then you wake up at the eighth.
yeah,
We were talking about that the other day. You know, it speeds up the game, brings in new fans. Because what's the biggest thing that people say? Baseball's boring.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Let them juice up a little bit. Let them hit some
But
bombs.
I mean, okay, so you go back in the day. There's a video of it. You can see it. It's Eric Gagne versus Barry Bonds. Probably the most entertaining. I can't even say entertaining, like pitcher batter duel ever because they're both on juice. You got Eric Gagne throwing 100-something miles an hour. Dude's got insane breaking balls. Barry Bonds obviously throws that thing.
He's got a crazy Vulcan change, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it's
I
called?
think it's a Vulcan.
Yeah.
But that dude puts it.
I had him on MLB The Show. That's how I knew that.
Yeah. but he put that thing dead center in Triples Alley and over the fence. That's like 420, I think it is, or some shit. Insane. But I mean, it's all about athleticism aspects. The game of baseball is a smart man's game. Let's be honest. It's a smart man's game. It's all about reflexes. It's all about knowing what's coming. It's reading the ball within seconds of like a millisecond. I think it's like 2 point something milliseconds, 3 point something milliseconds to hit it. That's your decision whether you're going to hit it or not, and that's whether you know it's going to be a changeup, a fastball, curveball, slider, cutter, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, but when it comes to juicing, I agree. You'd have less injuries. You might have more heart
They
attack.
come back from
Yeah.
injury faster as well.
Yeah.
Which I'm a big UFC fan. Not a big UFC fan,
Yeah.
but I've gotten into it a lot more within the last like 5 or 6 years. And I think if they're not fighting, like if so say like with Connor, right? Like whenever that leg break happened, or I mean it's happened to multiple guys, you can use any of them as an example. To get them back, why not? Like to fully heal the human body, it takes extra steps.
Yeah. But
So, and I'm saying that for baseball too. Like yes, you would have more heart attacks. So maybe it's probably something to do with that as well.
because owners can easily say, "Hey, Andrew, you're not hitting the ball as good as you were like a week ago. We're gonna pump you full of some more stuff. We're gonna put you on some whatever, focus you up, get more power into that ball. You know, you should be hitting it." Okay, well then now, I got you.
Thank you.
Come on, there we go. Now you're having a game of, well, I had this heart attack because the owners wanted me to hit. They wanted me to hit more home runs. Whatever.
Yeah.
it's a back and forth thing because who wouldn't love to see some freaking Barry Bonds out there going? I mean, if you have Shohei on steroids, insane. You get Aaron Judge on some steroids, insane. Juan Soto.
So how do you feel about the gambling charges
With Shohei?
with all of them? Like anybody.
Okay.
Like, yeah, obviously Shohei's the biggest one that you can use.
It's
But
translator. Okay, so here's my thing. Okay.
No. He stole money from me and gambled it. Yeah, sure, bud.
1 point something million.
Yeah, you don't see that.
Yeah, you don't. There's no way you don't see that shit missing out of your bank account. Okay, so to start out, Pete Rose, he was betting as a manager that his team was going to win. That his team. It wasn't that his team was going to lose. It was that his team was going to win.
Is that okay?
That if you're betting for your team to win, I think that's okay.
But is it okay? Like in the rules? No, you still get in trouble, right?
You still
because you have inside information.
Yeah. But it's if you're betting on your team to lose.
If Shohei owned Shohei, yeah,
You said it right.
I
Just
said
say
it right that
Ohtani.
time.
Just say Ohtani.
No, that's not any better.
Othani.
Yeah. If he's only taking player props on him to hit bombs, I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
I do because he didn't get in trouble for it. When like I know nobody that listens to this is a soccer fan, but a player for Brentford last year got suspended for 6 months. Brentford, not a big club at all. He got suspended for 6 months for gambling. Well, look at his contract compared to Otani's contract. This guy makes $20,000 a week, and he's a top striker in the Premier League, scoring 15 goals a season, whereas, Otani's contract is not so great right now, but it was good.
Yeah,
it was good at the Angels.
Yeah,
it was a good contract, and then it's also worth like $1 billion right now. So, like, I don't care if they gamble. But I want the same rules across the board for everybody. Not because his name's Ohtani and he's going to do a 50-50 this year. I don't want different rules for him. Especially because he's on the Dodgers.
It's all because of this. If you're not watching the video, I'm making the money symbol with my finger. It's, rubbing my fingers. It's, sports is entertainment. All right?
100%.
It's entertainment.
They're all wrestling now.
There's a lot of shit. We could talk about football in a second. We're going to specifically talk about football, but it's entertainment. These Caesars, MGM, all of them talk with these sports teams, with the organization, with Manafort. They talk to all of them, dude. Like, they talk about bets. They talk about whatever. It's a money thing. Mm-hmm. You're stealing money at that point. That's how they see it. I feel like that's how they see it.
Ohtani?
With Ohtani's situation, if they were giving him the Pete Rose situation, he would at least got suspended for the rest of the year till they finished out the entirety of
the investigation.
They did it within a month or so, or I think it was a little bit more than a month, and they already closed the case.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. Why does your interpreter have access to your bank account?
Because he doesn't speak English, dude. That's why. He can't read the numbers on the bank account.
That's bullshit. They still
I know
numbers
it's
in
bullshit.
Japan.
I know it's bullshit. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no reason for, like, okay, even if it wasn't his interpreter, which what a dirtbag move to, like, throw your interpreter under the bus.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, like, obviously you're the guy that's making all the money. Like, we're not confused about that situation at all.
Yeah.
But what a dirtbag. Like, you're throwing your interpreter under the bus, getting him gone. He's out of here. Like, you got to fire him now, too.
Mm-hmm.
You could argue that was, like, he's way closer to you than all your teammates because you don't even speak the same language as any of your teammates.
Yeah.
And then, like, but just yeah. I don't like the whole situation because if they're allowed to gamble, they're allowed to gamble. Like, I have no problem with a UFC fighter being able to bet on themselves.
No, because you're fighting with yourself.
Yeah, but if you're if you're betting against yourself, that's where you have a sticky situation.
Yeah.
So, like, I want to see the list of bets, and even if it was his interpreter, this is what I was getting to, is even if it was his interpreter, you're telling me Ohtani wasn't like, hey, bro, like, the Braves are looking real good against the Giants today. Like, here you go.
So
Here's $250. Put it on. Like,
but here's the crazy thing, though, too, is, I mean, I know if $1.50 is missing out on my bank account. All right.
I don't know. None of that.
But, I mean, I check that shit a lot because, I'm very frivolous with my money. I don't like spending it too much.
Yeah. Frugal. Yeah.
Frugal, whatever it means.
Yeah.
But like, how do you not know that much money is coming out? Because here's the thing: is he wasn't just gambling, he was buying sports cards and Pokemon cards and all this other shit, and then reselling them.
Mm-hmm.
How do you not know that shit? I don't know. It's just it's a sticky situation. But let's be honest. If he was on the Giants, you'd be like, "It's fucking interpreter, dude."
Who cares? It's just gambling. Yeah. I gamble, you gamble. Who cares?
Yeah. But it's the thing is you have sports teams in Vegas. You're getting another one with the A's, right? You're gonna sit here and tell me that they're not gonna gamble, like. They're going to have so much. If there hasn't been Vegas players that have gambled already saying that, hey, like Max Crosby, hey, I'm putting 100 G's on the fact that I'm going to get 2 sacks today. Like,
nah, don't put that bad juju on Max Crosby.
But I'm just saying,
no, and that's what I'm saying is, like, I don't have a problem with it if it's player props for you.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I genuinely don't care. Like, same with UFC, same with, soccer, same with football, same with basketball. I don't care. If you want to take your overs, if you're Steph Curry and say I'm gonna get over 25, but see, that's the problem too. Is like even if it's that, like if you're Steph Curry or LeBron James or any of these guys, well, now I'm gonna take 40 shots tonight because I'm gonna win 1.5 on my $100,000 bet.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
but here's the thing: is if you sit there and be like, yeah, well, it's okay that you can gamble on yourself, but you can't gamble to lose. But if the one person does that, be like, well, why was it okay for him to go do that shit?
Yeah, exactly. So I think it should probably just be across the board. Fuck no.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
UFC is completely different.
Yeah.
Like, if you bet on yourself to lose, you're out of here.
Okay, but that's the thing. Okay, with Pete Rose, got kicked out of the league, did his time. Should have been in the Hall of Fame. Should be in the Hall of Fame still, in my opinion. Amazing baseball player. And then the thing with Shohei and if it was anybody else, if you and I had an interpreter, we were, making millions, and we would probably get suspended for the rest of the year under investigation. They'd come up with something. You can come back postseason at the next season, whatever.
Hey, this is the worst podcast I've ever.
Biggest money pots we have is Japan in baseball. They love baseball. Mm-hmm. And who's their god right now with baseball? Shohei.
Yeah. And didn't they just win Worlds?
Yeah.
Hey, Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that was
what a piece of shit, like I said before.
There's a meme going around that was like Mike Trout's face with Shohei winning his first championship, being with his new team after 1 year or some shit. Like, dude, could you imagine Mike Trout up there, top 5 best players in the MLB right now in our generation, hasn't even won a World Series yet?
I think he's top 2.
Oh yeah, but
top 3 maybe behind Aaron Judge, but I think he's a better fielder than Aaron Judge.
Oh no, 100%. Great hitter. But the thing is, he just played with injuries. That's just how it is, dude.
I'd still take him in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, well, there was talks of him getting traded. The
problem is who can eat that contract.
He's only got a few years left.
Yeah, but it was the biggest contract in baseball when he got it, and it was 10 years, $750 million or whatever. So you got to think that's still.
I don't even think it was that. I think it was
more than. I think it was that. I could be way. It might have been 450. Either way, though, he's probably still got like. Damn, we're only at an hour now.
Yeah,
I know. I want to say it was like around 450, which I was
close.
supposed to.
So it was 12 years, $426 million.
Okay, see, that's light work.
26.5 million.
Imagine if they were paying him like $1 billion after he left the team.
Including a $20 million signing bonus, an average annual salary of $35,541,667. In 2025, Trout will earn base salary of $35,450,000, carrying a total of 37. Okay, yeah. So Giants can easily eat that.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with the rest of the team being dog shit. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, it
got a lot of young guys, but
I mean, to being one of the teams that stayed either in the wild card or sanctioned playoff spot, like, what is it? Like only a few years ago, like, what happened? Gabe Kapler happened. Farhan happened, but
Bruce Bochy left. That's what happened.
Yeah, and then he takes his first year with his new team to the World Series. What does that tell you?
It was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's the guy.
But so I don't know if you saw that though too. Is Bob Melvin didn't get a say in the lineup card last season or this season. It was Farhan that had a say in the lineup card. So you can't. Yeah, I could go on and on about how fucking
it's very hard, like, because you can clearly see that like some of these teams have like actual managers, right?
Yeah,
like, because like that's where baseball and soccer are very similar, right? Is like, but soccer has financial fair play, so you can't spend a certain amount unless you earn a certain amount, like whatever, you know, nobody cares. So certain teams have like an actual manager, right? Where they have a say in what happens in the upstairs. They have a say in who they bring in. Like nobody can tell them where to set the lineup, anything like that. Mm-hmm. And then you have teams like the Giants after Bruce Bochy left, where it's like, is he really calling all the shots, or are they kind of just telling them who they're gonna sign? Because Matt Chapman was a good signing.
Great signing. Yeah.
If you would have brought a couple more guys.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he feels that. Because he's like, well, there was talks of like Aaron Judge coming. And like, now I'm the only one. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like I'm the only guy with this kind of star power on this team. Like, I guarantee he didn't come in thinking he was hitting 3-4. Mm-hmm. Like, he's probably looking at like 2 or 6 or 5. Like, he wasn't expecting to be the best player on this team.
So the thing is with that is you reap what you sow. So if I cover a field in shit, I'm gonna get shit plants, right? Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with him.
You might get mushrooms. So
yeah, brother, you know what I'm saying. But I mean, but that's the thing is you surround players with good players, star power. You give Matt Chapman Juan Soto. You give him Mike Trout. You give him Pete Alonso. You have people to help him out in that lineup. Phenomenal. It's the same thing. Like, look at the Giants starting rotation. You had Logan Webb, Blake Snell, and then you had
I think that was another like Blake Snell. I thought it was a good signing when it happened.
Yeah.
I don't know if his best position is to be a starting pitcher, though.
No, it is. Because, okay, so here's the thing.
Sorry.
No.
But I was still
my bad.
Kind of going.
Oh, my bad.
Because I feel like he throws so hard. He doesn't have the best control. But with this team, he has zero chance of playing with a lead. In general, this team at the plate is not the best team. So, like, if he comes in with a lead and feels that security, I feel like he'd be fine. Yeah. Like, and that was my point. Is like for this team, him coming out of the bullpen probably would have been a better move, just because. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong on that.
Okay, so I agree with you. At the start of the season, he didn't go through spring training. He was basically holding out, waiting for a contract from somebody. didn't have a spring training. Bullpen scenario, yes, in the beginning of the season. He gets hurt, whatever. Beginning of the season, this first half of the season, he had like a 3-something, 4-something ERA. Terrible in the aspect of a starting pitcher, one that wants lots of money. Comes back from injury, comes back from All-Star break. His ERA at the end of the season on that second half was like 2-something, like phenomenal.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing where, to speak on football, it's the same thing with Brandon Ayuk.
Well, the Giants also went on a streak at the end there.
Yeah.
They looked like they were going to be a wild card team.
Mm-hmm.
Like they still had a chance up until like the final week, but it was like they were actually hitting the ball towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
So that could also play in the back of his mind, is he's like, well, now we're actually hitting the ball. Like I can take a little bit of risk. I don't have to put the ball in the perfect position every time. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I could be wrong, but I like him as a starter.
Yeah.
I think he's fantastic. I think he's a really good pitcher. I know a lot of people are slagging us off when we paid him because we're the Giants and we're trying to get back, blah, 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 like, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It's my whole thing is I'd rather have hitters in the beginning of the season, and then so you can almost not, sounds terrible to say, but you aren't threatened by the end of the season, where it's like this season there could have been a chance where they made it to wild card.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been. But I'd rather have a sanctioned spot in the wild card or in the postseason already and be like, oh, okay, we just
have to wait till we get hot.
Yeah. Or it's one of those things where, oh, okay, we lost 2 or 3. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Whatever. We still have a spot. I'd much rather take the beginning of being like, oh, shit, Giants are out to play. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
They made some good signings. But that's, now that you have a ball player, Buster Posey, being in charge of baseball operations, who's dealing with the signings, who's dealing with everything, who took over for Farhan.
I disagree.
You don't like it?
I don't like him.
You don't like Buster Posey?
Nope.
Why?
What he did during that COVID season, go fuck yourself, bud.
What do you do?
If he was not in San Francisco or in any California team, really,
Yeah.
go fuck yourself.
Oh, yeah, you didn't play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Nah.
I get it.
You can't. You're under contract, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and chasing, I want to say it was either last week or the week before. We had a conversation about if you're under contract and you do not play,
You don't get paid.
you should not get paid.
Yeah.
Like, 100%.
It's
We were talking about it with the holdout shit.
with
Like Ayuk and Trent,
yeah.
and yeah.
I get it. I understand that. Yes. Yeah, you're right. If I don't show up to work, I don't get paid.
Okay. And also, sorry, why he did it, totally admirable. He adopted kids,
Yeah.
and he didn't want to get them sick. He didn't want to risk it. Still.
I get it. I understand.
And that's my personal opinion. You're welcome to argue with me.
No,
in the
you're
chat
good.
if you want to.
No,
That's fine.
So that aside, I'd much rather have a player that knows baseball, that plays baseball, that probably was one of the best catchers of our generation in charge
Than a businessman.
than a businessman, and a guy who plays off of numbers. I don't want numbers. I want baseball. But I'm sick of that shit. I'm sick and tired of this Billy Bean.
Yeah, but COVID's coming back around, so is he going to take any meetings?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, they got to him for a reason. But he's also talking to Brian Sabian, who built those World Series teams.
mhm.
So there's talks of Brian Sabian coming back too. I'm just saying, dude, like, this is one of those things where, as a Giants fan, lifelong Giants fan, I want to see shit.
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of being the White Sox. I'm sick and tired of being this freaking, yeah, dude. I'm sick and tired of being that team that everybody's like, I'm sick and tired of being the Rockies. My stepdad, love him. He's a freaking Rockies fan, but I give him shit all the time.
Yeah.
He's from Colorado, so I have to. But it's like,
Well, the thing is like, you don't really have home field advantage at Coors Stadium.
yeah,
Is that what it's called?
it's Coors Field.
Coors Field, yeah. Coors Field. Because everybody's hitting them out there.
Mhm.
And that short porch in right, it's gone.
Yeah.
And, you know, Yeah, no, I mean, they kind of wasted Trevor's story. Friggin' Blackman. No, that team was fun. They were exciting for a couple years, but
well, okay, so the whole thing with Trevor's story is it's the same thing with Tulowitzki. All right, Tulowitzki went to the Blue Jays, was playing on Blue Jays, did okay, but he wasn't like how he was with the Rockies. All right, same thing with Trevor's story. Red Sox were looking for the next Dustin Pedroia. They saw that in Trevor's stories. They picked him up. Whatever. You don't see him anymore.
did he win that one?
Who?
Trevor Story, did he win the one in Boston? Was he there?
I gotta look that up. I'm not sure.
No, it's fine. You don't have to look it up. It doesn't matter that much.
Yeah.
But I can't remember if that was the year they won it.
I honestly couldn't tell you. But but I say this to people all the time: is baseball is a beautiful thing because it's a game of pure skill. No one else can do it. It's America's pastime, and you can be hot 1 minute and dog shit the next.
So the feeling that I had a couple nights ago when I was I watched every World Series game this year. Can't tell you how many games I watched throughout the season or postseason. It wasn't very many. The way I felt about that though was like, why did I ever stop watching baseball? Because that was so much fun. Like the World Series, and it was a 4-1. It probably should have been a sweep with how hot the Dodgers were.
Yeah.
And if Ohtani doesn't hurt his shoulder, do they sweep him? Maybe. So, I mean, obviously you can't say yes or no guaranteed.
Yeah.
But it's like, it was so exciting.
Yeah.
We've been on baseball for a little while.
Yeah, we gotta switch it up a little bit.
Yeah. So, football. You got a couple notes written down.
Yeah, dude, I want to talk about some fantasy and injuries. I know, dude, most of the people that listen to this, from what you were telling me, do play fantasy football. So
I don't know about that actually. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, a lot of there's not that many people.
Well, then we'll just talk about injuries then.
No, we can talk about fantasy football though.
Yeah.
Because I fucking hate fantasy football. I love it, but I hate it.
Yeah.
I felt so good coming after the draft.
No, yeah, no.
And then I was like I've been projected around like 160, 170 points every week. My team's put up like 125, like every single week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 3-4 in my fantasy league, or 3-5 now in my fantasy league with my family.
Yeah.
My family don't know how to draft.
But those are always people on top. I had a guy.
Jahmyr Gibbs got taken 3rd.
Yeah.
And I take Tyreek and Tua dies. Mm-hmm. I fucking hate fantasy football.
So, but that's
killed me.
So, okay, so that's the whole thing about fantasy is I hate when people are like, your team sucks. But then you look at projections at the beginning of the season, everybody's like, oh, you got a fantastic team. I picked Nico Collins up 4th round.
Yeah, it's a fantastic pick.
Yeah, granted, he's hurt.
If he didn't get hurt, he's probably a number 1.
Yeah.
Or not a number 1, but like 1st round, late or early 2nd round.
I get you.
Yeah.
But with fantasy, dude, is like I had a guy take George Kittle 2nd round. You never pick up a tight end 2nd round. Yeah,
and he's fucking killing it.
Yeah, he's killing it.
Yeah,
dude, that guy's freaking
pathetic.
That guy's 6-2 in my league right now.
Yeah.
What? Like, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But being Niner fans, we do have something to look forward to, even though it's a bye week. You know, we got Chris.
Not much,
but we got Christian McCaffrey coming back next week.
Yeah. I mean, that is definitely something to look forward to.
Because
you know what's actually pissing me off this year? And normally, like I get upset with injuries, but I'm like injuries are injuries, bro. Like, and it happens to us every year. So it's almost like in the back of your mind, like when we get these guys back, like we have an actual chance.
Yeah.
When we played the Chiefs a couple weeks ago, all they talked about was all the Chiefs injuries. Yeah. And I was like, well, you're talking Christian McCaffrey, the best running back in football, out. No return date, just out.
Yeah.
We thought he was playing week 1.
Didn't know till an hour before the game.
Yeah. Didn't even know he was not playing.
Yeah.
You have Ayuk, just got that massive contract, torn ACL. Well, probably tore everything in that fucking knee.
MCL, ACL.
Yeah.
It's just
Dropped a fucking major pass right before that injury. So it wasn't having the best season, but still.
But that's that's a holdout.
Yeah. Another holdout. Like you were talking about in the MLB, Blake Snell. Debo has missed multiple games this year already.
Yeah.
Which I have him on my fantasy team, so that's been very fun.
Stressful.
Having 5 wide receivers and 2 of them being Debo Samuel and T. Higgins. So yeah, I mean they both missed 3 weeks this year already, so that's fun. But yeah, it's like I'm so sick of hearing about the Chiefs' injuries, and then like let's just gloss over the 49ers real quick. Nobody's even mentioned Greenlaw.
No.
No, I haven't heard a single commentator mention how important Dre Greenlaw is to that defense.
Or Hufanga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which he came back a little bit earlier than I even thought he was going to, and then he got hurt again.
Torn ligament in his wrist. He's going to be playing with a cast. I don't know how the hell that's going to work out, but
He ain't intercepting shit, but
No.
he can bat the fuck out that shit. So I'm good with that.
yeah.
I'm fine with him playing with a cast on. But Greenlaw, like, look at the Super Bowl. Like, all you have to do is just watch the Super Bowl back from the beginning and watch how the Chiefs could absolutely do fucking nothing in that game. Patrick Mahomes could not move that football down the field. They had that 170-something yard pass that Patrick Mahomes threw up into one-on-one coverage, and fucking receiver came down with it brilliantly. Like, what a catch. And other than that, and they only got a field goal out of that. Other than that one play, up until Greenlaw hurt himself, they had nothing going.
Dude, and then you basically tear that Achilles off the bone running out to the field.
Yeah.
Wild. It just shows you, though, that your body's not, like, your body's not meant to do shit like they're doing. But yet they do it every single week. But, like, if nobody... It's weird. I could go on about this. It's hard to talk about multiple points with the Niner defense because you got no injuries, you got a healthy team, you got a defensive coordinator that knows what the fuck he's doing half the time. You got that shit like DeMarco from the Houston.
Oh, D'Amico,
yeah.
D'Amico Ryans, yeah.
Yeah, you get him back in there, or you get Robert Zola back in there.
Yeah, which he went to Green Bay. I thought that was ridiculous.
He's friends with what's his face.
No, I'm just saying I thought it was ridiculous that we didn't get on the phone.
There's probably some rumblings that we did, and then we just never was like, no, I'm good. I'm going to go to Green Bay.
But he was free. So even if you fire the defensive coordinator, because let's be real, like our defense, even with missing those key pieces, is still very good.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, our corners have struggled. Trevarius Ward has missed multiple games this year as well. Which, like, again, this goes back to my point, is like nobody besides Tom Brady has mentioned any of this in commentary.
Yeah.
And, like, Tom Brady did just our game with the Chiefs. That was the only game he's had.
And he did kudos to Brock Purdy the entire time.
Yeah, he's like Brock is not this bad.
Yeah.
Like, and the other announcer, oh, he throws another pick. Stop. Just fucking relax. Like, he has wide receiver 4, 5, 6 out there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I mean, and like I said, you know, I said this a couple weeks ago. I'm not blaming nothing on the refs. I don't give a shit, to be honest with you. Because even if the Chiefs go undefeated, I don't, like, and their defense just got better, too. I don't know if you saw the trade that they just made.
Yeah.
Which, first of all, how the fuck was D-Hop worth a 6th-rounder? I genuinely, like, how many teams knew that you could get D-Hop out of Tennessee for a 6th-rounder?
Nobody. Honestly. I mean, but you look at production of D-Hop with with him in Tennessee, it ain't nothing to talk about.
Yeah, but you put him on that Chiefs team, and what happens?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but I don't know. It's tough. Definitely tough. It's, how do I put it? I was thinking about this on the drive over here, and I was thinking about Demondre Lenore, or is that how you say his name? Mm-hmm. Lenore, right? That dude just got fire underneath his ass.
Oh, he's a stud.
But he's got fire. Dude, you talk about it, he's like, dude, I want to fucking win. Mm-hmm. He's like, he's just a dog. He's like Fred Warner. You have Fred Warner and Lenore. That, with them, the whole team needs to feel that way. I feel like.
Yeah.
There's too many people that are selfish, but the one team that's like that, and someone even commented on Twitter, was like, the Detroit Lions are like that.
Yeah.
Which
the Lions are the best team in football.
Right now, yeah. Because look at their coach, dude. Their coach was on the 0-16 team, 0-17 team, knows what it feels like, and was like, He's like, I'm trying, dude. I got you guys. Never coached. Was like, I love you guys. I'm trying my best here. Give me the best you got, and I'll give you the best I got. And look at, they got 2 running backs that would start anywhere in the league. Yeah. Anywhere.
Well, not in San Francisco. Maybe this year.
But you know what I'm saying? I don't know, dude. The NFL's weird this year. I mean,
it's very strange.
Prop bets. You got Saquon. Dude.
I'm so sorry.
Dude, oh my God.
I am so sorry. I should have never introduced you.
Dude, it's only $25 a weekend. It's all right.
Dude, I've been betting on the NBA too. Mm-hmm. I have missed 4 parlays this week by 1 prop.
Yeah.
Each of them. Like, I can literally go through my completed losses. It's like 5 for 105, missed by 1 leg. 10 for 250, missed by 1 leg. Both bets that I made yesterday, lost by 1 leg.
What about the one I sent you? I needed 1 more rush from Brees Hall.
Yeah, but I mean, how much was that for? It
was like $60.
Yeah, so 5 for 60. Mine, the one that I lost last night, because I needed a Brees Hall touchdown.
Yeah,
it was 10. It was 10 for 240 or something like that. So I'm like it was a 7-leg parlay or 6-leg.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, dude! Like, let me just start doing 4 or 5 legs, and just winning $50 a pop, because I'm picking everything.
Yeah. Well, I had this conversation with guys at work, and I was like, dude, how is it that every time don't put Saquon in a parlay for like anytime touchdown?
Oh, he goes crazy.
He does. He gets like 2.
Yeah.
I put him in the next week. Nothing.
Yep.
Oh, it makes me so angry.
Yeah.
All right. So, but to get back on the topic of fantasy and injuries, Jonathan Brooks. I don't know if you heard too much about him.
He's not coming back this week.
He's not going to come back this week.
Okay.
So,
but Chuba Hubbard, poor guy.
Yeah.
He's been balling this year.
So, fantasy
in arguably one of the worst franchises in football.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know if you saw the tickets for the opening game.
Wasn't it like $20 or some shit like that?
2 tickets for $5. 2 tickets for $5, and the stadium was a quarter filled. I mean, that is embarrassing.
Yeah,
because that's the only team in either of the Carolinas.
Yeah.
So how can you not fill that stadium? Like, not even not fill it. Like, how can you not have it half full? Selling 2 tickets for $5. Like, I would go.
Yeah.
If I was there, I would go. It's $5.
Yeah.
Freaking, I mean, you spend way more than that, on beer and.
Well, we had tickets available to go to the Cowboys Niner game. No. And I looked at you and I said, I gave you the look like, if you want to go, we can go. But
yeah, you should have said something like 5 hours earlier.
Well, we could have still made it, but I told you, I was like, yeah, but then we're both going to spend $1,000 each on.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Fuck the Cowboys.
Fuck the Cowboys.
I would have felt like a real piece of shit cheering when CeeDee Lamb scored that touchdown to win my fantasy fucking week, though. Because I was like, oh shit. Like, me and friggin' Caleb both. Yeah. We both had him.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this man's got 50.
I was sitting there, Zach doesn't play fantasy, does he?
No, he doesn't.
I was sitting there and we were all like, fuck yeah, or any of that, and he's just like, let's go
Yeah,
Niners.
he fucking looks at us every time, dude. And then I'm like, well, the comeback's really on now. Like, we almost choked another one against the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are not good at football.
No.
Like, that is not a good football team.
But it's the same thing we were saying that on Sunday. We were like, Kyle Shanahan outcoaches himself.
Yeah. I've said that since week 1.
You're 2-6, and you're going for a run play. Or was it 2nd and 10? I can't remember what it was. He was going for...
it was 2nd and 10. He did it like 3 times.
Yeah.
Well, then, or no, that 3rd and 10, he ran the ball.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He ran the
ball. What are we doing, bro? And then it's like Jordan Mason the last 2 weeks as well has, like, you're not starting with running the ball with him, right? Mm-mm. Then he gets hurt, but he's standing on the sideline with his helmet, wanting to come back in.
Yeah. Which,
I mean, you know, hats off to, what's his name? I keep, Garendo.
Isaac Garendo, yeah.
Garendo's been, both chances he's gotten, he's balled.
Yeah.
But like it's like I'm over it, to be honest. Like, if we didn't have all the injuries this year, I'd genuinely be calling for his head. Mm-hmm. Like, get him the fuck out of here. Like, I don't want Saleh though. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. I don't want him to be the head coach. I want him to come back and be the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I don't want him as a head coach.
Yeah.
Because I think with our offense, you need somebody like Shanahan to call it.
Yeah.
The problem is you don't want him to be the guy calling the plays, being in charge of everything, like out coaching himself a little. You want an offensive coordinator that can step in and be like, hey, like,
why you running the ball 3rd and 5?
Yeah, or I don't know, run the football on 1st down.
Yeah,
run the football on 2nd down.
Yeah,
like, why are we running it on? 3rd and 3? We got stuffed, and it was like you load up with 3 tight ends, 1 wide receiver, and they stack the box. Yeah. Like, maybe Purdy should have called an audible, but at the end of the day, that's not him.
No.
Like, that is 100% on Kyle Shanahan. So we ended up getting a win.
Yeah.
I've seen it a lot more this year where, like, teams are leading late and they throw the ball, and I like it. Mm-hmm. Shanahan will not. He refuses.
Yeah.
And it's like, with our defensive struggles, just try and get a 1st down. You get a 1st down after they take that first time out, you're in fantastic position.
Yeah.
Then the worst thing you could do is give them the ball back with 30 seconds left and then tell Dak, pray. Like.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather have a 2-touchdown lead in the 4th, going into the 4th, instead of a 1-touchdown lead and a kick. Like, it. Yeah. I don't know. It. Ugh.
Oh, and shout out to what's that kicker's name that we got?
Carlson?
Yeah, Carlson. Hey, shout out, bro. Motherfucker was sitting on his couch, ain't missed a kick yet. Yeah. For us. Yeah, he was dog shit for the Packers last year. Missed one against us in the it was not the NFC Championship, but the week before that, to get to the NFC Championship, he missed one against us.
Yeah.
So, hey, props to you, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna be right back on your couch in a couple weeks, but I think after the break.
I think so.
But I think after the bye week.
Honestly, I'm surprised that we don't have kickers on standby that can kick field goals.
We did.
Yeah.
He got hurt too.
Did he really?
Yeah. Carlson's our 3rd kicker.
Well, no, because we had that one guy that got hurt, right? That we signed off. He was off on his couch. But I'm talking about, like, on the roster where, like, Jake Moody goes down. We're not like, oh, shit, we don't have a kicker. We have to give it Wisnowski, you know?
Which, don't get me started on that. You let him kick that fucking field goal.
Yeah.
You let him at least try it.
Yeah.
Don't go for it on 4th and 25 or what, like, whatever that was. I mean, that was bad coaching once again by Kyle Shanahan. We got one more move, right?
Yeah, I think so. Do you want to talk about our first week?
Oh, no. I want to talk about that trade that just happened.
Oh, okay. So Baltimore traded to get Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, what'd they give up?
I'll tell you right now.
Because I want to say that was some more pathetic bullshit that if the Niners knew that that was on the board with Ayuk going down, you should probably make that phone call.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%.
Because Buddy is balling.
Okay, so they gave a 5th-round pick and a 6th-rounder.
And their future, too.
Okay, so what it says...
Oh, and did you... Oh, sorry, to go back to the D-Hop trade, but that 6th-rounder is also protected. Really? So if D-Hop gets hurt, the Chiefs get one back.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. So how the fuck?
How does that work?
That was D-Hop.
So, okay, so check this out. So the Ravens not only acquired Deontay, they also got a 6th-round pick.
For a 5th-rounder and a 6th-rounder.
No, just for a 5th-round pick. Yeah. So there's a lot of fuckery going on right now with trades. I think teams are giving up to the point where they're like, give me the fucking Browns. Give me some rookies in here.
Let's just speak about the Browns for a second. Like, what an absolute performance. To win that game against Baltimore.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on his name.
Jameis Winston.
Yeah, Jameis Winston. Balled out, boy.
Did you hear him?
He did better than any of my fantasy quarterbacks. I got 4 of them in 2 separate leagues.
Hey, bro does pregame speeches like monologues for movies whenever.
Oh yeah. I can't stand to listen to him talk.
He's so cringeworthy. But did you see what he said? I think it was an interview he gave. He's like, he's like, y'all giving me shit and with the Buccaneers. He's all, I couldn't see shit until I got LASIK. I couldn't see the ball. I couldn't see anything. I got LASIK surgery and I could finally see.
Yeah.
Listen, dude. I mean, there's a lot of fantasy teams that are dropping Deontay Johnson because of him going to the Ravens, though.
Drop him in my league, please.
Because you got Zay Flowers, you got Mark Andrews, you got Derrick Henry. There's 3 mouths that need to be fed.
He's better than Zay Flowers.
We'll see with the Ravens now that he actually has a quarterback.
He has a running back.
Yeah, he has a running back. Oh, Justice Hill does pretty good. So
no. I mean, I'm talking about the quarterback in Baltimore. He's a running back.
You got Andy Dalton.
No, I'm talking about the quarterback in Baltimore as a running back.
Oh yeah, Lamar.
Yeah,
dude. I mean,
not a fan.
Yeah,
he's balling this year. Yeah. He's actually throwing the ball very well. So I'll give him props. I'll give flowers when they deserve flowers. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Lamar is balling. But they can't give him the MVP this year because they gave him that bullshit one last year. Yeah. He was not the MVP of the NFL last year.
No.
There was multiple players that had a better case than him. If Tyreek doesn't get hurt, missed 2.5 games, he breaks to 2,000 yards.
Yeah.
He deserved it. Christian McCaffrey deserved it. Brock Purdy deserved it. Dak Prescott deserved it. Mm-hmm. Like, all those guys. I mean, you could even, well, maybe not Josh Allen, but you could throw his name in there.
Yeah, he's definitely the first leg of the cutting block to see if he makes past it. I don't know. I feel like with MVPs, they leave it up to the.
It's journalists that vote on it. So I mean, it means way less than everybody makes it out to seem. Yeah. Like. Because what happened in Baltimore in the playoffs?
Knocked out.
Yeah, first round. Well, second round.
Yeah.
After the wild card. Anyways, I think we should probably wrap it up there. Yeah. We got a softball game in a couple hours. So, yeah. Thank you all for tuning in to our Half Bills podcast.
Yep.
Next week Chase will be back, and yeah. The next episode we'll know who our next president's gonna be. So
if there's not, hopefully there's not a civil war within between.
Hopefully there's nothing like January 6th that happens again. We don't want anything bad to happen.
No.
Obviously, but yeah, Appreciate you. Love you for listening.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. Peace.